Hiya, welcome to my house. Today I'm going to show you how to make some burgers from scratch and the best way of prepping it and cooking and stuff, so hope you enjoy. Okay, so today we're going to be making chorizo burgers. It's a really simple way of making your normal burger taste a bit nicer, and it's something that it's a bit different, so it's just fun to make as well. So what we're going to need for cooking this is some steak, some diced steak. You can get it from the butchers, it's really cheap. Some chorizo, as you can see here. I've already pre-blended everything together just to save time for the show. If you like, some bacon. It's always nice to have bacon on a burger. Your burger buns, it's an essential. And some cheese. Okay, so when making your burgers, it's essential that you mince up your meat. So it's handy to have a blender. If not, you can just buy mince from your local supermarket or your butcher. But it is nicer and it tastes nicer to have actual steak rather than just mince. So we're going to go ahead, you get your mince, and we'll just pop it in the blender, like so. Get the top on, and it's going to take about 10-15 seconds to get the meat to the right consistency that we need. So you just squeeze and let it do its thing. And when it's ready, you should notice it all starting to clump together. And that's when you know your meat's the way it should be. So we're just going to go ahead and empty the meat into our mixing bowl. And we're going to put the chorizo in and just do the same as we did before with that. So now we have all the meat blended and it's in the mixing bowl. We're going to add some seasoning to it just to bring the flavour out a bit more. All you need for this, some pepper, some salt, a little bit of paprika and some all-purpose seasoning. So we're just going to go ahead and start adding everything. It's good to get a good few squirts of the salt in because there's a lot of meat in there, and same goes with the pepper. Next we add our all-purpose seasoning. And then about a teaspoon of paprika. And that should be enough. So now comes the fun part, mixing it all together. It's by hand and it's quite gooey, but it is good fun. So you just want to get straight in, squashing it almost with your hands. And everything that's there, you want to make sure it's all nice together. It feels like Play-Doh, cool Play-Doh in your hands. Okay, so now that you have everything mixed together, we're going to start putting it into portions. We bought a pound of meat, so we're going to make 4¼ pounder burgers. You just get stuck in again and try to estimate ripping 1/4 out of your meat, and you just squeeze it down, hand to hand, like that. Until you're happy with the shape and the size of your meat. So there's one patty. Okay, so now that we have our patties ready, we're going to move on to cooking them. We're going to do them in the frying pan. It's handy to have a pan like this, but any normal pan will do. You want to have it on a medium-high heat, and it's going to take about 8 minutes to cook the burger, 4 minutes on each side. And also make sure you have your grill ready. Just stick it on a high heat so that the buns can cook quickly and get that nice crisp texture on the buns. Okay, so now that you're happy with the heat, just going to move on to putting the burgers down. you're looking for that sizzle when you place them. That's how you know your pan is hot enough. Now the most important thing when you're cooking your burgers is to not flip them until they're ready to be flipped. So the best way of gauging that is to have a look at the side of the burger, and when the meat starts to get cooked on top, just round the rim, that's when you know they're ready to be flipped. Okay, the burgers are now ready to flip, so we're just going to go ahead and start flipping these now. And fingers crossed, it should have a nice colour underneath. There we go, that looks alright. Alright, so now we've flipped the burgers, we're going to get the buns in, get them toasting, because they do take a couple of minutes to get that nice golden colour. Alright, and another good tip with the burgers, I know you see people that like to squeeze their burgers when they're cooking it, but it's important not to do it until after you've flipped them, because all the juice starts to come out. So we're just going to go ahead and just give it a gentle squeeze like that for a couple of seconds on each burger. And this is going to be good for when we're cooking the bacon, because we haven't put any oil on the pan whatsoever. So all we'll have to do now is wait for the meat to cook, and we should be ready to get our burgers on the go. Alright, so if you like cheese on your burger, another good tip is to put the cheese on while the burgers are cooking, about 30 seconds before they finish cooking, and the cheese should be melted quite nicely for you. So just sprinkle however much cheese you want on each burger, and you should see it start to melt pretty quickly. Okay, so our burgers are ready now. We're just going to make sure we'll have the bottoms of each bun, and we're just going to place the burger straight onto them. Okay, so the next step, just for our burgers anyway, is getting the bacon in. So again, because we've got a hot pan, it's just a case of dropping your bacon onto the pan, and you should find it'll cook in a couple of seconds. Okay, so our bacon's ready, and the burgers are pretty much finished too. So we're just going to get everything on the burgers now. As you can see, the cheese hasn't fully melted, but with the extra heat from the bacon, it should be fine. Don't forget to turn the heat off. And a good tip for cleaning is always add hot water straight away. So these burgers are done. Give them a good squeeze. It just helps any extra juice in the burger come out. Alright, so now you've finished cooking your burgers and you've got them sitting here. It's up to yourself really if you want to add anything else. I like to add a bit of whole grain mustard and some barbecue sauce. It's also good to have salad out in case anyone else that's there likes to put a bit of salad on. So I hope you can see that it's not really that hard to make your own burgers, and it's definitely cheaper than going out to McDonald's or Burger King. And in my opinion, they taste just as good, if not a bit better. So don't be afraid to give it a try, and I hope you enjoy.